it's Bree Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and doing a creator sim video for a new series I'm starting on this channel. It is a Rags to Riches challenge. It's been quite a while since I've done a challenge series, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm not sure if this video will be coming out first, before the first part, or after the first part. So if the first part's already up, go ahead and watch that. If not, be looking forward to that. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on so that you'll see it as soon as it's uploaded. But I actually did already film this voiceover once before. This is my second time doing it, so I'm sorry if it sounds like that, because that's the matter of fact. I accidentally clicked stop recording and then started talking instead of start recording, so bummer. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about our lovely sim here who we're going to be using for the Rags to Riches challenge. This is Blossom Green. She is really into her gardening. She has the gardening aspiration in the collector curator branch of the aspiration field. She loves the outdoors, which is going to be really handy for her because she is living in an empty plot of land, literally in like a field. She's a little bit gloomy, and she's an active sim. So her gloomy aspect comes from her past, which I'll get into in just a minute. She does have quite a sad past, and she was never really given the tools to overcome her problems, her anger, her sadness. She really just bottles them up and keeps them inside. And then her active trait comes in because whenever she feels gloomy or sad or angry with the world, she takes it out in a different way to most people. Instead of facing her problems head on or trying to go ahead and heal the source of the pain, she just goes ahead and goes for a run, or she goes for a swim, or goes for a hike, or goes to the gym and works out, something like that. She is not the type of sim to really try and treat the underlying problem. She's just treating the surface level symptoms to try and keep on going and keep on bottling those emotions up so she doesn't have to face her true worries. She can just sort of get by until they eventually fade away. But I think that's quite a good skill to have, to be able to do that, but she definitely has a bit of a sad past that I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know in this video. The challenge videos are going to be a bit less storytelling, more about the challenge, about the grind, with some storyline elements underlying. But this video here is going to be the main source of her backstory. So if you're ever wondering, you know, why does she not have any family? Why does she live on an empty plot of land? What's going on? Why has she got no money? It's sort of explained in this video here, and just by the underlying premise of most Rags to Riches challenges. But essentially the story of Blossom Green is that she was born an orphan. She was raised in an orphanage, and that is because her mother had her quite young. She was still living at home, but she had finished high school, and she unfortunately passed away during childbirth and didn't make it to meet Blossom. Blossom's father was never in the picture. She doesn't know who he is, where he is. He just was never interested in being involved, and just completely was not involved in the situation at all. Not during the pregnancy, not during the birth, and definitely at no point afterwards. So Blossom's mother passed away when she was very, very young, of course, and her family really wasn't supportive of the pregnancy and of bringing Blossom into the world. They did not think it should happen. They did not support it. So when Blossom was left an orphan, when her mother passed away and her father didn't want anything to do with her, the family's only solution was to put her up for adoption, give her to an orphanage for her to hopefully be adopted to a family. But unfortunately, Blossom spent her entire childhood and teenage years in the orphanage and was never adopted. She spent her whole time there, and the family just tried to forget about the whole situation, push it under the rug and pretend like it never happened. So to this day, Blossom has never been reunited with them. They've never made any attempt. She doesn't know who they are, where they are, or anything like that. But there was one person in Blossom's family who did want Blossom around, but just didn't have the means to take care of her, and that was Blossom's mother's younger sister. Her younger sister, so Blossom's auntie, really wanted to keep her and take care of her and love her, but unfortunately she was too young at the time. She was the mother's younger sister, so she wasn't financially or legally able to adopt Blossom or take care of her. She just wasn't able to be responsible for a child at this stage, but she promised Blossom that she would try everything she could to set her up for a good life, and to eventually one day, once she had enough money, she was going to buy a plot of land far away from the rest of the family, build a house there, get a job, and apply to adopt Blossom. Unfortunately, at quite a young age, Blossom's auntie found out that she was very sick and that she wasn't going to make it very well late into her life. She was going to be passing away quite young, and the doctors told her, to prepare for the worst. But she still wanted to try her best to reach those goals and get that home so that she could leave it in Blossom's name. Unfortunately, her illness really took a turn for the worst, and she wasn't able to recover before sadly passing away at a young age. She was never able to build the house for her and Blossom to live in, but she did manage to buy the plot of land, and she had written up her will after she found out she was gravely ill and left it in Blossom's name. When Blossom turned 18, she got kicked out of the orphanage. There just wasn't enough room anymore in the orphanage. Once they reached the age of 18 years old, they had to go ahead and boot them out. There wasn't enough room for all the kids who need to be taken care of. And in the future, I do want to do a series based around the orphanage that Blossom came from. So look out for that in the future. So Blossom was homeless. She was kicked out of the orphanage, had nowhere to go, and it was eventually over the course of time she found out when trying to look for her family that her auntie did try and reach out to her and find her, but she unfortunately passed away before Blossom turned 18 and could make the decision to contact her back. But she did find out through this process that her auntie had left her a property, and that she had to go ahead and relocate there and find it. So she spent the majority of her small amount of money she had on a bus ticket over to Windenburg to this property. And when she got there, it wasn't what she was expecting at all. It is literally just a plot of land. There's a mailbox, and that's about it. There's some trees, some bushes, no shed, no outhouse, no home, no cottage. That is it. And so now the Rags to Riches challenge will be telling the story of how Blossom Green is going to go ahead and build a home. Her goal is to go ahead and make this plot of land into a beautiful home that her auntie had envisioned them both to live in, and to go ahead and honor the hopes and dreams she had had in her final years of giving this home to Blossom. So that's what we're going to be doing in the series. If you haven't already, you should definitely go and check out the first part. If it's already up, it'll be linked down below. If not, look out for it very, very soon. Until next time, I hope you'll have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys!